Emotional and behavioral disorders. According to the definition of IDEA, or Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, emotional and behavioral disorder is an inability to learn that cannot be explained by intellectual, sensory, or health factors. And it is also the inability to build or maintain satisfactory interpersonal relationships with peers and teachers, inappropriate types of behavior or feelings under normal circumstances, depression, and a tendency to develop physical symptoms or fears associated with personal or school problems. So, outside the environment can affect the emotional and behavioral of a child. So, let us now move on to its types. First one is the conduct disorders and aggression. They act out their feelings or impulses in destructive ways, like for example, theft, lying, aggression. Next is we have hyperactivity, and this can also be referred to as ADHD. So they have great difficulty remaining still, taking turns, and keeping quiet. For example, children would be observed at school and at home in order to make sure their actions are consistent. Next is the socialized aggression. So this is used to refer to students who routinely engage in antisocial behaviors, hanging out with friends with bad influence, and also harassing others. Next is the immaturity. So these students came to a teacher's attention because they show little interest in schoolwork and lack of perseverance, failure to finish tasks, a short attention span, like they're doing unnecessary things in the middle of discussion. Next is depression, and depression is very rampant nowadays, especially in this situation. That is why many are committing suicide, for they believe that world or life is hopeless and unable to do anything right. Lastly, we have anxiety, phobias, which are unrealistic and overwhelming fears of objects or situation. Like for example, generalized anxiety disorder, panic disorder, obsessive compulsive disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder. And for history, it was compressed. In ancient times, people with EBD were believed to be possessed by a devil or evil spirit. Of course, it doesn't have yet a scientific explanation or knowledge about EBD. First institution established in London in 1547, and it was known as Bedlam. And people there were chained, starved, beaten. And popular form of entertainment was to take family to view. In 1792, Philippe Pinel ordered humanitarian reform, including unchaining mental patients at Paris Asylum, so being chained, starved, and beaten were stopped. In 1880s, Benjamin Rush, also known as the father of American psychiatry, proposed that more human method of caring for children with these problems. In the late 1880s, initiation of public school classes for children with EBD. So education was provided for people who belong with EBD. And in 1960s to 1970s, they saw many advances for children with EBD. For example, Project Re-Ed. Children attended residential schools for a short period of time, then went back to family. And study published about effects of teacher attention on preschoolers' social interaction with peers. So here are some of the following characteristics. Number 1, disrupt classroom activities, impulsive behavior, inattentive and distractible, resistant to change and transitions in routine, does not follow or appear to care about rules, often speak out with irrelevant information with no turn to take, and many more. For screening and diagnosis, according to Gallup University, symptoms of an emotional behavioral disorder include First, inappropriate actions or emotions under normal circumstances, like for example, aggression. Next, learning difficulties that are not caused by another health factor. And lastly, difficulty with interpersonal relationships, including relationships with teachers and peers, that could result to peer rejection and depression. For the prevalence, according to what I've researched, higher prevalence rates are reported for mild emotional or behavioral disorders, and lower prevalence rates for more severe disorders. Current reports show that the prevalence of emotional and behavioral disorders in the general population range from 10% to 20% of the school-age population. Fewer than 1% of students receive special education services for emotional disturbance, and of those students, less than half are identified in elementary school. So what are the causes of emotional and behavioral disorders? First, we have the biology. For biology, for example, prenatal drug exposure, mood disorders, depression, schizophrenia, and ADHD may be genetic and inherited genes from his or her parents or families. And for home and community, environment and culture set context for behavior, like poverty, lack of supervision, abuse, neglect, parental stress, and lack of parental interest. And for the school, teachers' actions can help problems either get better or worse, because students also spend a lot of time inside the classroom. So they have also the responsibility to take good care of their students. For people with special learning needs, other children have negative feelings about peers who act out, and children with externalizing behaviors are considered less desirable for friendship because other kids choose their friends and they doesn't like to be friends with someone who has a emotional or behavioral disorders because maybe it will harm them. For the family, parental involvement critical in achieving child mental health and positive outcomes because inside the family, they may find love, care, and motivations. And lastly, for teachers, create positive and consistent classroom environments, like for example, help them understand consequences of actions and teach them skills they need for them also to be competitive and no one will be left behind. So that's all for emotional and behavioral disorders. Thank you for listening.